And I really wish that Nollywood producers would do the same. A lot of their, a lot, a lot, a lot of their representations of Igbo culture is not only spectacularly inaccurate, but really close to comical. So if there's anybody here involved in Nollywood, please, go to the village and ask the real questions. Or even just look at archives and see pictures of what people were like before. I mean, there's just no need for Imagumada Dekamon. And I also wish that we would stop destroying the physical remnants of our past. What's going on all across Igbo land in the name of a certain kind of Pentecostal Christianity is that we're destroying our past. Trees are being destroyed, shrines are being destroyed. Now, you don't have to like it, you don't have to go to it, but leave it alone. It is our history. I remember going to Tokyo some years ago and went and played tourist and went to see the shrines and paid money to see their shrines. And all of it was interesting, but I left feeling a little sad because I thought, this is exactly what we have in my hometown, and I'm actually paying money to the Japanese to look at theirs. Perhaps one way to preserve the little that is left in Igbo land is by appealing to that famed Igbo entrepreneurial spirit. So if we explain to Igbo people that we can turn these things into tourist attractions, for which people will pay money, they might in fact stop destroying them. And so when the British missionaries came to Igbo land, British women did not have property rights. British women were in fact property themselves and were supposed to be at home, protected, not seen as autonomous beings who could make decisions about their own lives. Igbo women, on the other hand, were traders, and they could own property. And this was understandably alarming to many of the British. And I think it explains many of the changes that followed in Igbo land. So at Yale, I learned about the Omo in Onitsha. The Omo was often translated as queen, but really the Omo was neither the wife nor the relative of the king. She was a person who had won a position that was contested, and this position was open to any woman who had acquired wealth from trading. At Yale, I learned that women were the exclusive traders in Onitsha, and the Omo played a central role in the markets. No trading could begin until she had arrived and seated herself in her special seat. And so in my imagination, I didn't quite get to see a picture of an Omo, but in my imagination, I imagined this sort of grand woman who would sweep into the market and take her seat and then pontificate to everyone about how things should be done. I think we need more of those in the markets in Onitsha. We, Igbo people, need to create and recreate our history. This time, not in the service of colonialism, but in the service of our dignity. Thank you.
Thank you, Ngozi Chimamanda Adichie, for this very powerful, wonderful speech. I really appreciate you for this very wonderful job you do. You might put it in a smiling or in a joke way, but I must tell you the truth. The point you made here is very powerful and is one of the points that have destroyed the image and the reputation of Ndi Igbo. And what you just said here is one of the things that are keeping Ndi Igbo down, that made Ndi Igbo not to have respect as a people, and their culture is not recognized before any other place, and their culture are being looked down as maybe taken as a thing of caricature. There is a point you made, and I want to point it out. You pointed the Nollywood, the way they portray our culture and our belief, the way they portray our heritage. I must tell you the truth. The Nollywood contributed to the damage of Igbo culture and the Igbo heritage, and the Nollywood tag the name Igbo to be considered. When you mention Igbo people, they will be seeing them in one-sided. And I will give you, for example, Nollywood are the reasons why anywhere you see an Igbo man who is wealthy, who is very rich, the first thing that will come to your mind is that This Igbo man is a ritualist. This Igbo man have belonged to one occultic kingdom or one Ogboni or the other. The people that made that very illusion to look like reality are the Nollywood industry. Nollywood portray our culture to be evil before the world. When you watch the Nollywood films, movies in the 90s, to the early 2000, 2001, 2, 3, 4, 5 to 2010, you will understand what I am telling you. Everything about Nollywood in this period is destroying and painting Igbo heritage to be evil. They made everyone to see anyone who with any Igbo man who is a traditionalist as an evil man. They see the person as an evil doer. This is the copy of Nollywood. Now, it is Nollywood that made people to think that when you pray Sheri Baba, Holy Ghost fire will come from nowhere and consume any person. And when they see a native doctor or somebody that is robbed the Nzu, which is part of our way of praying to our ancestors, praying to our God, as a sign of purity, because Nzu represents purity, they will be seeing the person as evil. Now, the Christianity also brought another damage, which we call it mental slavery, into our land. But Nollywood helped them to sow this evil agenda of Christianity to our land. And that's why I would say, let us go back to our root. Now, most of the Igbo pastors and reverend fathers, they are the ones that are evil. If truly there is something called Satan exists, these pastors and reverend fathers and the Nollywood are the Satan. I can tell anyone, if you want to avoid or pray against reverend fathers, pastors, and the Nollywood. They are the really Satan, and I will prove it to you. In Ali, if an Igbo man become reverend father today, his first assignment is telling you, anything that your forefathers do is evil. Let me go and burn the Obi that never know how that Obi was formed. Before you know it, they will go to their village. A remarkable tree that's supposed to be a tree that will be making history. They will be counting years of this tree. The Reverend Father will tell you that the witches and wizards are now in that tree. They will go and cut that very tree without even using it as a timber. They waste that tree in the name of pursuing witches and wizards that never existed anywhere. After cutting the tree, they will still go and they destroy the places of worship because they are now Christian. The same thing applicable to the pastor. Only Igbo Reverend Father and the Igbo pastors you can see destroying Obi or destroying the place where their ancestors used to worship. Only Igbo Reverend Fathers. You can't see the like of Adeboye or Oyedipo, W.F. Kumuyi or Chris Oyakilome, including Suleiman and the Reverend Father Kuka and this. Those, you can't see them going to the Yoruba land to destroy the way of their ancestor. You can never see a Yoruba man destroying his father's Sharan. You can never see Adeboye telling you that he don't get power like this idiot called Odumeje. That we every day you carry the Oji, Ndi Boji Debube, will you name 18 of caricature? You can't see the Yoruba people. Now, no place or no people that can live and become great people by borrowing culture or borrowing their way of life. The moment you leave your originality and borrow people's things, you become fake. You start living a fake life. The Israelites you are seeing today in Israel are great because they hold on to their culture, which is they are the Buddhism. They don't believe in Christianity. Israel is not Christian up to today. But you are calling yourself a son of, you are a descendant of Israel. but Israel is not a Christian, you're a Christian. You see the difference? The Christianity you are talking today is European culture. It is owned by the Europeans, not by Africa. And that is why Europeans are great today. The China have their own. I think China own is called Hindis. They hold on to it. China is waxing strong today. India hold their own. Buddhism. They are making waves today. The Arab owns Islam, which is Muslim, is Arab. Today, you can see Saudi Arabia, Qatar, and the rest of them making waves, becoming great country. Only Africa is going around borrowing culture, borrow Christian, borrow Muslim, borrow from Buddhism, borrow Judaism, borrow Hindus, and they tag their own, which is their own tradition, their own omelala, evil, and see the way they are today. The fake life is punishing them. So my message, in addition to what our sister has just said, the Nollywood has the opportunity to reverse the damage they have made. By those things they act, to start acting it the way it's supposed to be. Promote your culture. When you watch American movies, you see them promoting American culture. When you watch Chinese movies, they promote Chinese culture. They never let what their forefathers give to them, they never let it down. But we, the like of all this Nollywood that are dying miserable. That's why I don't pity them, because they are the one who caused their death. I don't want to take much of your time because there is a lot to say, but I want to stop it here. The message is very clear. If you are a reverend father, pastor, and you are an actor or actress, you are a Nollywood producer, you are a filmmaker, the time has come for you to rewrite. Make the correction before it will be too late. A time will come, you will not see this opportunity. I will drop it here, and I remember my humble self, MAP, Eziokubundo. 1, let us go back to our root, because that is only way we can become great. No people can be great by imitating others. When you leave your originality and they copy outside or copy another thing, you become fake. It is called living a fake life. I will drop it here. God bless you and stay tuned for more videos.